Und da ist
Sascha, what's up,
man,
mate?
my man, what's going on, brother? You
How you
good?
doing, man? How's Florida?
I'm good. How is England?
It's good. It's good. I'm just in quarantine ever since Indian Wells, so it's been like 3 weeks now.
I know that makes two of us, bro. That's the whole world. Well, not the whole world, but like almost
Most of it.
everybody. And yeah. So I've just seen my mom just commented something funny on there. She said she's waiting for a third grandchild, and yeah, I guess she can keep waiting a little bit on that. Anyway,
How have you been doing, man?
man, I'm good. I've been watching your Instagram stories and seeing that you've been lifting hard, going in the gym, working
Every
out in
day,
your
man. Every day.
working out in your backyard, and
Mate, do you want to
working
see the gym? Let me show you the gym. Let me show you.
sure.
It's beautiful. How do I turn this around?
What you got?
How's that for a setup, mate?
Ooh, this looks nice. This is way better than whatever I got. Did you just buy it now because of quarantine?
The signal won't be great out there, man.
Okay. Did you just get that just because of the quarantine?
Sorry, I lost the signal there.
Okay, no worries. I said, did you get that just because of the quarantine, or did you have that
Yeah,
before? Right?
so the day I landed in the UK, they were kind of like, "Oh, there's a good chance we're gonna go into lockdown," and I was like, "Okay, I need to do some fitness." So I just went on like online Amazon. I just ordered everything the same day,
You did?
and it's I've just been working out every day, man.
Smart man. I will see. I saw that. Yeah. I only have like here all the dumbbells are sold out also. It's pretty crazy the situation all around the world. Like even here, like I'm so happy I had to drive 2 hours to get some dumbbells.
But you're still working out.
Man, I got to. What else am I gonna do? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I find it very hard to motivate myself these days. So I'm just gonna chill for a little bit, relax. You know,
Mate, I tagged you in that push-up challenge. I'm still waiting for your reply.
I know, but all right, I'll do it later. All right,
All right, okay.
All right. So hey, let me ask you a question real quick because I get this a lot. You and I have to admit, and I told you that before already. You are one of the few coaches who I believe, in my opinion, use their on-court coaching really incredibly well. I've seen it firsthand against me and my player in Rome, you know, against Kiki. You gave Maria some really good advice to go for more down the lines. Then she really did and converted one, which was okay. It was on break point, 3-1. I think it was 3-1 second set. 3-1,
Yeah.
15-40, if I remember right. 15-40. We had 2 break points.
Mm-hmm.
And you told her at that 2-1 game that she needs to go more down the line. She went for that one. She got it on the line, 40-30, came back. And since then, that 1 point changed the match and prevented us from going to the semis in Rome.
I'm sorry, man.
No, that's right. You deserved it. But yeah, so tell me, how does that, like, do you think about stuff you want to say before you ultimately run on court? Do you have something always prepared in your mind? Is there some basics that you do? Why do you like it? Do you like it? So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I do like the on-court coaching, but at the same time, so firstly, like when I'm sitting in the stands, kind of like watching the match, the way I kind of see it is, one, I'm checking to see if Maria is kind of executing the strategy that we set out at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm evaluating, is it working? And the third thing I'm thinking is there anything she could change perhaps to give herself a better position in the match? But like, you know, when you come on for like on-court coaching, there's sometimes you don't even have to give tennis advice. It could be mental advice. It could be psychological. It could be, there's so many factors. And sometimes just getting back into the right frame of mind it can help massively. But yeah, I mean, I just look for ways that I feel Maria will be able to take control of the match. And I keep it really simple. I try to. Like you said, the match against Kiki in Rome, I mean, Maria got off to a really good start. Didn't she go 3-love up pretty quickly? And then Kiki started to kind of dominate on, like, she was kind of running around using her forehand, kind of dominating play over there. And I just felt like Maria had to do something else just to kind of break up the rhythm. as soon as she started, I just like, okay, let's start sending some backhands line, stretch over to the forehand side. Let's see what happens. And it changed. But I still feel like at the end of the day, it's the player that is playing. You can be the best coach in the world, but the player's got to do it.
Of course. What do you think about the format? Do you think that's the right way to do it? To just sit there and have a chat on camera on the bench, or do you think with the mic, how they did it at the next gen tournament in Milan, you know, where they were mic'd up the players, they can grab a headset, the coach can grab a headset. Do you think that might be better, or do you think you know what they tried to walk to the fence? What is your perfect?
My honest opinion is I don't think the mic is the best option. I think
when the player sits on the bench and the coach sits in the box?
And then just like a microphone.
Okay.
I like the kind of modern technology of it, but I think to make a better impact for the player, it's better to be face to face, having a conversation, because a lot of the things, it's not kind of what you say, it's how you say it, and over a microphone it can be really difficult to tell. But obviously I've never tried it that way. I've only seen it in the next gen. But you know, I'm a big fan of on-court coaching. I think it's great entertainment for the fans. I think it gives a great insight to kind of the chess match that's going on, the strategies that both players are playing. I think it gives a great kind of insight into how the mindset of what the player is going through at the moment, the emotions, the pressures, and yeah. So for me, it's a good thing. I mean, think of it with the Laver Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see kind of like Roger and Rafa giving their advice in the Laver Cup, like it's so cool.
It's wait a minute. It's Roger and Rafa giving advice. Okay, I mean, I don't
of course.
care. It's not going to be the same as if, I mean, I don't know what coach, like even Nick Bollettieri, who's like the freaking god of all, you know, of all coaches. It's not the same impact and like, you know, not the same vibe that if a current player, you know, like Roger or Rafa, like some of the
no, but the reason I kind of say that is if you think about it, in the Laver Cup, they have that kind of the on-court coaching that the players can use. And I think if the players were so dead against it and they didn't feel like it would impact, they would just not, like you'd see all the top players just sitting there, just kind of just clapping and just supporting. But I think it creates a cool dynamic.
You see, but because I'm against on-court coaching. I do believe in that dynamic, but at Laver Cup, they sit there the whole time. Plus, don't underestimate. I feel like underestimating Laver Cup as a more of entertainment instead of like real like tennis match, of course. So I do believe that's why they might take a little different approach to the match, the players itself already, where, you know, like, I don't know.
So let me ask
hammer time on the bench, whether it's Nick like, you know, like doing the warm on the floor and like all kinds of stuff. So
what do you, if you're against it, what do you not like about it?
I do believe that we take some sort of like freedom away from these players by kind of just over like waterboarding them with information already, you know. I do believe that tennis is the sport where you show up one against one, and ultimately I have to find a solution for the problem, which is the other player on the other side. And some sort of way, if I find a solution for the problem on the tennis court, my brain won't know it if I found a solution, you know, in real life or somewhere else. So it just knows that I solved the problem. And I do believe that helps me be or become a better problem solver, a better person, and prepare some sort of way for life a little bit better than when you hold everything. So I do believe tennis is so nice because I like it because you basically have two choices, same as in life. You always have one right and one bad choice. One is harder, one is easier. And you have down the line or the cross court. Very rare you have, okay, drop shot, you can run to the net. But the basics is you have two directions always. So I do want my player to think for themselves and then to learn from the mistake. And if not, I don't need to tell them by, you know, hey, you just made the mistake, but really just let them analyze itself and kind of like grow. And if you have to make a mistake 2, 3, 4 times in order to learn something, I'd rather have them do the mistake by themselves and then learn something from it. But
I definitely think there is a factor in that, especially with the slams that you don't have the on-court coaching. You don't want a player to become kind of too dependent on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, I do feel that at the end of the day, it's the player. The player's the one that's doing it, and you know, you or I can go on the court with our players and say something. The player's still got to do it. The player's the one that's got to feel it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it takes kind of, you know, seeing it on the outside, telling the player on the inside. They have to go and execute it, and maybe they can learn that way. Be like, oh, you know what? I did this in this match. It worked. Then when they're alone, they might not need to call the coach in the future because they learned from it the first time.
Yeah, maybe. But you see, people have the tendency to be a little bit more comfortable, and then sometimes, you know, when you like, you know the answer to yourself, but you just need someone to basically kind of confirm it for you. You know, just tell you what you already know. But I do believe that I really believe that it would be better for the player itself. It makes our job more important for sure. Like, we as good, whoever, you know, can do on-court coaching. I don't even think I'm necessarily good at it. I have to be honest. Like, I know what I can and I know what I don't. I don't think I'm that good at on-court coaching. I believe that
I've listened to you, mate. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very critical about myself, but I do believe I always have a very high standard for myself. And like, these minutes when you come out, you know, and like, I mean, even I had on-court coachings where I ran on court, Naomi in Charleston, you know, Naomi's there and she just busted out crying, you know, and I think about forehand, backhand, you know, serve this, and then I look at her and she's crying. I'm like, oh, okay. And you know, you're on live camera and you can't say, hey, look, you know, you got to have your words right. So put the towel over and stuff. So it's just, I do believe it could expose something that shouldn't be exposed, but at the same time, I do believe you can help a lot too. So the good and the bad.
But for example, the way you would have helped then is maybe not giving any tennis advice. It would have just been psychological.
No, just emotional. It was more emotional support. And yeah, it is. Tennis is so much. I do believe that tennis is a lot based on emotion, especially our job as coaches. You know, we have to know, even if we want to say something, we have to know how to say it, when to say it, in what way, body language.
I think that's the most important thing. It's how you say it.
Yeah, it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
It's how you say it, man. But question to you then: do you see the on-court coaching ever transitioning to the ATP?
Interesting question. I think I do and I don't. I think I do and I don't, because ultimately, I don't know how they want to change it, but I do believe that a lot of people could benefit, because I think it would loosen up the top four. You know, it would make the gap. I want to think at least that it would close the gap a little bit bigger, because the other guys are just so far away from the pack now. And maybe if you have a coach come in after a while and tell you, and you can beat Roger, you know, your upper break, or look, he's just this, he's just that. Like, if you have someone just pushing a little bit more, maybe it will be easier for you to kind of break through and win against these people. But interesting.
That would be interesting to see, though, wouldn't it? Like, some of these kind of young players who are very close to kind of, you know, breaking through. It'd be, I think it'd be interesting to see kind of the impact maybe a coach could make. It may make no impact at all.
I would love to. I don't know. I don't think if Nick Kyrgios is one of those guys who would actually call someone, and if he would call him, I would like to see if he's open for, like, how open-minded he is, you know, because I always do believe that, like, that having that open mindset is like one of the most important things in sport. Like, the moment you're not open-minded, you stop growing. So I would like to see that. I also would like to see what kind of advice people give against someone who can't even, of course. But me personally,
that's a good one.
I don't like it, just because the view for my player. If I think about what's best for my player as a person and as a tennis player, I do believe the best thing is if they find a solution for themselves. And if all I can do is prepare them as good as
then
I can.
With all the players that you've worked with, have you ever said to them beforehand, like, look, don't call me on for on-court coaching, I want you to figure this out yourself? Because I watch a lot of your players' matches and they always call you on. It's not like they never call you on. So you do use it.
I know, and even if I had a broken toe in Moscow, and I was joking, you were actually...
I was in the gym with you when it happened.
You were the reason I broke my toe. I dropped a 10-kilo plate on my foot. But even there, I told Kiki, I was like, we were joking a little bit, in the beginning and saying, hey, Kiki, if you can, maybe today with my broken toe, you don't have to call me or something. And then she kind of still called me out of court. And I was like, I came out limping. But anyways, yeah, the only thing I tell them is like, listen, if you can manage to win this match without me, I'm more than happy. So please, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah,
that's basically all I tell them, because I truly do believe in that, So
I mean, I say the same thing. I don't say to like Maria, like, oh, you have to call me on. It's like, I'm there if you need me. But if a lot of the time Maria has got it, she's fine.
Yeah.
And that's a nice. I love the matches where you don't have to come on, because it's the player's feeling great.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. I don't know, this new rule, like with the whole, like now that you're allowed to say stuff on court, and then you're also allowed to show signals and stuff like that.
I'm not the biggest fan of this.
I don't know. I saw it in Doha and Dubai. It's okay, but I disagree as well. I do believe people abuse it. They don't think so much for themselves anymore. And I feel like they have to hand out like 10 coaching badges during the match, So
yeah. What I also found in Doha was we were playing Sabalenka, and you have Tursunov and us sitting literally 1 meter away from each other. He can hear everything I'm saying. Yeah. If I understood Russian, I could hear what they were saying. But I think that's an unfair dynamic.
But you see, that dynamic is the same with on court. When they come film you, I can have people, which maybe sometimes I do, maybe sometimes I don't. I'm like, hey, watch this guy, tell me what the coach is saying, and then they message it back. I mean, it's, if you speak in English, and then if I can go and speak in, of course they have some sort of advantage. But
I think everyone does that.
Yeah, that's what, of course.
I've even contemplated having like a WTA TV like set up on my phone, so as soon as like you run on, I just put the earpiece in and just listen.
Me too, man. It's always we try to get every advantage we can, but then I do believe it takes the focus away. It becomes, this tennis match becomes so much more about all this other stuff than just, okay, listen, we prepared as much as we could. This is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And this is what I don't want you to do. All right?
Yeah.
Boom, let's go. You watch it, you're done, you're out there by yourself. After the match, you come back, and then let's go through it. Let me see how you did, what I did, and so on, So we see.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also it's so difficult for a coach as well when you feel like there's something so key that you can tell the player, and you're just like, please call me on. I can really help you here.
Yeah, you wanna no. That's true. I agree with that. With that. Well, let's see. I get your point. But I just wanted to say one more time again, like, even though, people like, one thing I hate is like when people use age as a reference of knowledge or something. So even though you're one of the youngest, I do believe that you're one of the best coaches out there who use it in the right way. And I see your energy, and I want to say you're doing a good job. So from one,
thanks, Sascha. No. Honestly, coming from you, that's a big compliment. Thank you.
No. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And let's see. I'm gonna try to hop on to Ashley. We're gonna keep calling Ashley. And
sounds
I hope
good.
it's gonna be good in England. You go work on your chest a little bit. So you're squatting. You squat more than I do. I'm gonna take the push-up challenge. And
I want to see it, man.
All right.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it.
I'll try. You tell your mommy I said hello, and I'll see you.
I will. I send my best to your family and everyone listening. Stay healthy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tommy. You'll be
good.
Take
care. See you, mate. Bye.